Bulbasaur. It's a good starter. And one of my goals for this one is going to be seeing if I can beat this game before this candle runs out of juice. This is going to be my first, I guess, Novo run, no evolution. I'm actually going to be using a genuine Kanto starter, so I normally will do these runs, catch the Pokemon as soon as possible, but I don't need to do that this time because this is just a run with the starter Pokemon. And, of course, I'm going to be doing this, you know, no evolutions. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only main restriction here is no evolutions. I'm not really going to be using any other Pokemon other than for hidden machines or, you know, sometimes I'll swap them in and out of battle just to cheese it up a little bit. But the thing with Bulbasaur in this game is Bulbasaur kind of really sucks at the early game. Leech Seed is a fantastic move for pretty much everything other than speedrunning. And while this run, if you can even call it that, is horrendous, it is terrible. It's actually an insult to my being, my core being. You know, it is still technically kind of trying to do a speedrun. But anyway, that's Brock. Again, Leech Seed, super slow up until you get Vine Whip. But it's just, there's so many of these fights, just, they take fucking forever. You know, again, I'm not going to be evolving here. So, this is my, I guess, first in the line. I'm planning on doing an alt-main speedrun of all of these Pokemon, all 100. I know you can't do all of them without doing, like, you know, Game Shark stuff like that, but, like, you know, whatever, 138 or whatever it is. Here we are in Mount Moon. And Mount Moon here is quite a bit of a disaster, so I'm going to spend this time to continue my previous train of thought. And so my goal here is to do one of these runs for every single Pokemon. And, you know, I figured every 10 or so of these, if there's like 140 or so that you can do, an alt main speed run, which is just on a regular cartridge, no bullshit, no magic, no tricks. You catch the Pokemon as soon as possible and run the game with it. You know, I figure, every 10 or so I'll do something special, and this is my 10th run, so I'm doing Bulbasaur, and I'm adding extra stuff on top of it. This candle's burning. Oh god, it's gonna run out of fucking juice any minute now. It's gonna leak all over the goddamn place. Anyway, it's not looking so good. So, I'm trying to get through Mount Moon here, and frankly, I don't think I've ever seen or witnessed or bore witness in any capacity to such a greater travesty, a tragedy of human ingenuity here of this Mount Moon. Again, Leech Seed, I don't know. I got a love-hate relationship with Leech Seed, but I just lost over and over in Mount Moon, and super embarrassingly lost against the fucking super nerd. Can you believe it? But anyway, alright, we're in Misty. Or at least we're in Misty's gym. I'm not quite in Misty. You know, or fighting Misty at this moment. A little long break there because I had to use the bathroom. You know, I don't, even though this is a speed run, I still gotta use the bathroom, so sometimes I take a break there. Whatever. I like to take a break when the music is playing, so when I come back, I hear a part of the music that I don't normally hear. Anyway, that was Misty. Again, once you have Vine Whip, stuff like Misty is just super fucking easy, so you don't really have to worry about that. But what you do have to worry about is this fucking rival. This guy, like, just a piece of shit. Again, Leech Seed, you know, Bubble, that you get with Squirtle and Water Gun, those are both really good, and then you get Bite around this time too, as Squirtle. As Bulbasaur, you get Razor Leaf, which is solid, Vine Whip, which is okay, and then Leech Seed, which is just like, again, love-hate relationship. It usually is good at taking anything down, eventually, right? And again, I am trying to do this as a speedrun, so Leech Seed is not something I'm going to rely upon too much. But hey, you know, I kind of have to rely on it here. And plus, honestly, I kind of suck at this game. You know, again, this is only my 10th run here. I'm getting the ropes. I'm figuring out the gist of how to play this game, but I do kind of suck at it. I'm just being honest, you know, I'm just telling you how it is. This, for the most part, I like to break this game up into, like, three thirds. Not to be confused with 3/4. That would be a little shortchanged. But 3/3 that I like, you know, it's kind of like the first part up until, like, Rock Tunnel is, like, the first big third. That's where it's like you kind of hit, like by the end of Rock Tunnel, you kind of hit like a groove. And then the second third is like the rest of the game up until the Elite Four, and then that's the third. You know, that's how I break this game down in my mind. And so Bulbasaur kind of really has like a shitty first third, really slow, really grueling. But the second third, the mid game, if you will, is actually super good. As you can see, this rival fight just totally steamrolled. Almost didn't even need to comment on it, but I did. I did get Body Slam. By the way, Body Slam is going to be my saving grace with this Bulbasaur. So, shout out to Body Slam. I still don't know how to do this puzzle in Lieutenant Surge's gym. It's kind of the worst thing I've ever seen. But anyway, so again, once you kind of get to this point of the game, you kind of really hit that groove. I got Razor Leaf, I got Vine Whip. The thing with Razor Leaf is it's a high critical hit chance. And that's good and bad. It kind of cuts against the badge boosting effect that you can get later in the game. But for the mid-game, you know, when you're not going to be using as much of the badge boosting, you know, it's actually super good. You want to get those critical hits. And so, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag. It's good in some areas, it's bad in others. But anyway, we're now entering Rock Tunnel. So again, this is where I kind of say that this is the dividing line. A lot of that is just because, you know, when you're doing an alt main speedrun, which of course is just, you know, you catch the Pokemon as soon as possible. This is like a big kind of, you know, if you can get it before Rock Tunnel, or after is like a big thing in my brain, because there's just a lot of trainers in Rock Tunnel. It's a lot of experience that you either get or don't get, and you know, a lot of the time if you catch a Pokemon after Rock Tunnel, they're just going to end up being under-leveled. So, you know, to me, that's kind of like the first major checkpoint in this game. But anyway, I got to catch a flying Pokemon. I also earlier, don't know if you saw it or caught it, but I did catch a Paris. So that's going to be useful for cut and dig. Well, already was pretty useful, but I didn't mention it yet until now. Anyway, we're in the Rocket Hideout. We spin around on this maze, spinning around. It's pretty cool. Get the lift key, get the rare candy, you know, all that good stuff. And gonna go up and fight Giovanni. Again, Giovanni's not usually super difficult, but again, I don't really know what to expect at this point in the run. I'm still a Bulbasaur, so in a way I'm under-leveled, or I'm underpowered, but like I'm over-leveled because it's my main Pokemon that I've had since the start, so no switching. It's got all the experience, it's soaked it all in. As you can see, I couldn't even soliloquy long enough for the Giovanni fight. But either way, you know, so again, I don't really know what to think. This part of the game is kind of easy, but I run into a couple of snags, including Erica's gym. Again, these guys know Rap, and Rap is... I had a little bit of experience with Rap when I was doing my Victory Bell run, and Rap is really cool when you have it. When you don't have it, it's, well, whatever. Anyway... here we go against Erica. Erica was a breeze. You know, again, same type of, you know, grass on grass or poison, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm resisting against a lot of stuff. Over-leveled, level 39 or so, level 40. And it's just super easy. I've had a little bit of a couple issues with Erica in some previous runs. So it was nice to kind of... I had some problems with that first trainer. But once I got past the Rap stuff... I was totally able to get out of there. That's also another rival fight done. And again, we're in Pokemon Tower. The vibes are a little spooky. How's that candle doing? Am I going to burn my house down? Pokemon Tower was a little bit of a concern. You know, these ghosts, you know, they caused me some problems. Needless to say, I've had a lot of issues with these motherfuckers. But Razor Leaf, Vine Whip, I've got enough power points. I can manage to get through that, no big deal. And now it's pretty much, you know, I got the Poke Flute. The rest of the level, the level, you know, the whole level of Kanto is pretty much open. Another thing I need to do is get the Surf Hidden Machine. It's a machine. It's hidden. What's not hidden, however, is Max the dog. You may hear Max the dog pitter-pattering. He's currently saying hello. Hi, Max. How's it going? Anyway, we're fighting the rival here. How's this gonna go? Again, level 43. Kind of feeling a little nervous. Again, the fact that I'm a Bulbasaur is really kind of... We're at the point where it's like, any advantage I have from over-leveling is kind of undone by the fact that I'm a fucking Bulbasaur. And this Charizard is really just... I'm struggling. I used up a lot of items here. I'm really just trying my best to make it through. I really want to get the Lapras so I can get Surf and Strength. Didn't really go so well, so... Alright, you know, whatever. I'll go to the Safari Zone first. Grab that kind of stuff. I got a rare candy there, by the way, on the cycling road. I don't know. I figured out that rare candy exists because I was just looking up some stuff about the Pokemon maps. I just like looking at the maps and I was like, oh shit, there's a hidden item there. Oh, it's a rare candy. Great. And it's right on the path. So I've just been not getting it this whole time. But anyway, I think I know all the rare candy locations now. Maybe. I don't know. Another one will pop up sometime years from now. We're in Koga's gym. Koga's gym, it's a gym. It's a gym. And again, level 45, not too over-leveled, but, you know, again, I'm a Bulbasaur, so I'm a little nervous. But the thing is that I got Swords Dance in Sylph Corporation. I didn't mention that earlier just because, you know, whatever, it's kind of flying by. But Swords Dance is one of the best items in the game, or at least the TM for it. And Swords Dance is one of the best moves in the game. And that's because it greatly raises your attack, so it gives you 2 stages of increase for 1 turn. And that also has the secondary effect of boosting everything else with the badge boosting mechanic. That every time you do any sort of stat modification, it will raise your badge. It will raise your badge boost or reapply them again. You know, so basically every other badge you get will give you plus X in attack or whatever. For whatever reason, they just continue to apply that percentage boost every time your stats are modified. So Swords Dance super boosts your attack for Body Slam. Doesn't really have that much of an effect on the other moves because there's the special moves, but for Body Slam, it's really fucking good. And then it raises everything else with the badge boosting. So again, I'm starting to feel a little confident again. I was a little nervous. You know, you get Swords Dance, you start taking down Koga, you take down the rival, you take down Giovanni. I can now go to Cinnabar Island. I'm feeling a little bit less stressed. It's now time for my favorite part of the game, which is the Pokemon Mansion. I love the music here. It's amazing. Doesn't it just give you that haunting, scary atmosphere? I'm already out. I'm already in Blaine's gym, but I like to keep the music going. Just listen to it. And you know, Blaine's a fire type gym. And you know I love fire. Anyway, dramatic horseshit aside, now fighting Blaine. Lost immediately. That's great, thank you, Growlithe. But through the power of items, I will hopefully persevere enough to at least do a little bit of damage on this Growlithe. So again, Blaine usually is not that much of a problem, even with the type, you know, the problematic typing. I wasn't too concerned. But really, once I got here, I was very concerned. I lost against Blaine. It was kind of embarrassing. I managed to lose without really making, you know, to me, palpable progress. Then I went into the gym, almost died against one of the other trainers, and I was like, all right, I quit. I'm going to go fight Sabrina now. Because while I wanted the special boosting that the badge that Blaine has that gives you for the Sabrina fight, I like having it beforehand. It helps you defensively and offensively. But I figured I'm going to Body Slam to win on Sabrina, so I might as well, you know, I've got Swords Dance, I might as well just go there, do that now. That's what I did. Got that badge, got a couple extra levels, and then I decided time to go against Blaine again. It's a rematch for the ages. I immediately get burned. Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. The fire spins to win. Not for me, unfortunately, but hey, whatever. Just Body Slam over and over again. Eventually made it out there. Again, Blaine, I was super concerned about. But Blaine has burnt out, unlike my candle. But at this point, the candle is not looking so good. But hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this before it falls apart into a mush. Speaking of falling apart into a mush, Giovanni, as you can see, is about to fall apart into a mush right in front of your very eyes. By the time that this sentence is over, Giovanni's life as a character in the Kanto region of Pokemon Red and Blue will also be over. Goodbye, Giovanni. I must say also, one of the annoying things about doing a Novo run is I'm always concerned I'm going to forget to press B at some point. But hey, anyway, we're fighting rival number, what is this, 6, 7? I don't know. 7 maybe, depending on how you play the game. You know, going pretty well until I hit this Alakazam. the brick wall of Alakazam. So, not so good, not so good. But I'm gonna try again. You know, spoiler alert, I do beat the game at some point, so I'm gonna try again. As you can see, like, the first couple of Pokemon, no big problem, and as long as you can set up all the Swords Dance, you can, you know... Couple rare candies. Okay, so you set up the Swords Dance, you know, you want to use you want to dance around with the swords, you got the rare candies, alright, you got level 59, that's great. There you go, that's 2. And then, okay, well, Execute's kind of annoying, but we already knew that that was going to be annoying. Alright, Gyarados, there you go, easy peasy. Alright, Alakazam, finally dead. Charizard could have attacked me, but I got the very nice paralysis. And a little scary, again, you know, normally when I fight the rival, that rival there, rival 6, I think, that's kind of like the bellwether of how the Elite Four is going to go, and if you're struggling there, the Elite Four is probably not going to go so well, so I decided to fight a couple of Victory Road trainers. Just wanted to get my level up, wanted to, just... At this point, frankly, I have no idea what I'm doing. We'll get into that in a little bit more in a minute here, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I was not nearly prepared to fight the Elite Four. I went in based on vibes, and let's see how it goes. Let's see how the vibes treat me. So I'm going in against Lorelei, and needless to say, I'm not doing so okay. Well, actually, I'm doing a lot better than I thought. Again, Swords Dance, Body Slam. That's going to be the two-shot combo that's going to save me in a lot of these areas. I've got Mega Drain that I use to heal up, and Bruno. Like, again, like, the first 2 fights, you know, I didn't expect that to be too much of a concern. By the way, I did get Solar Beam. I should mention that. I do have Solar Beam. You know, when else am I going to mention it? And so now we're here fighting Agatha. And holy moly, 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 moly. Okay, I'm struggling here quite immensely. But I don't even know. They're swapping in and out. I'm swapping in and out. I'm losing all my health. They're going up and down. They're using potions. They're using Dream Eaters. They're using all this fucking horse shit. They're swapping again. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm concerned. I am greatly concerned. I am almost as concerned as a Democratic politician when a Republican decides to cut kids' cancer research, you know. I'm very concerned. And so, you know, I don't really have a strategy here. I'm just kind of like, okay, I got Solar Beam. It doesn't really do any damage. This is also where I should mention I was debating whether or not I should have Swords Dance or Growth. I did end up going with Swords Dance. You know, again, I don't really know. I don't really have a strategy for Agatha. I just thought, hey, grass type, it does damage. I can do damage, right? Yeah, I can do damage. Apparently, doing damage is enough to win. I don't, Anyway, we're going up against Lance here. Died immediately. Not even close. Not even funny. Just kind of like embarrassing in a way. But got my Bulbasaur back out. They're using potions. I'm using potions. All right. That's done. That's 3. Okay, Aerodactyl. I got... and so, it's around this point where I realize, things are not going so well. My candle, long gone. Okay, it's not looking so good. It's, it's all falling apart. Everything is falling apart. I'm fighting Agatha again. God damn it, I'm level 70. And again, this is the part of the game where I'm just kind of losing my shit. I accidentally, at some point in this fast-forwarded mess, used another elixir when I meant to use a hyper potion at one point. So I ran out of elixirs. And for those of you that don't know, there's a limited amount of elixirs you can get in the game. Frankly, I only know where 2 of them are. I'm not sure if there's more than 2. I don't really know anywhere else where an elixir may be. I know where there is another ether, and that's at the power plant, where there's also a rare candy. So, I don't know, but going to the power plant just kind of feels like a big, like, you're a failure type situation. But hey, we're going up against Lance again. So, Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I accidentally used my elixirs. I don't really have the power points necessary to do anything. I lose them all against Agatha every single time. I just decide I'm just going to fucking start grinding. I'm not going to beat this game unless I'm level 80 something, maybe even level 90 something. I don't fucking know. It's a disaster. It's just scary. It's horrifying. You know, the experience that I'm going through. Let's fucking try against Lance again. And this time... Okay. Didn't go so well. I didn't even really, like, I didn't even get a chance to fight the champion in any significant way. And again, I lost, my elixirs, so I'm just like, I'm losing my shit right here. And I'm not really coming up with anything super creative to talk about. But I'm just bashing my head against the wall. And I totally failed on the planning end of this, speedrun attempt, if you can call it that. You know, this is my 10th run, and I've kind of learned a lot about this game over the last 10 runs or so, and I figured that knowledge would just carry me through. I figured Bulbasaur shouldn't be too hard, but I totally underestimated Agatha. And it's around this point where I decided I'm just going to go start getting some shit. I'm going to go to the power plant. I'm going to get the fucking rare candy. I'm going to get the ether. I'm going to fight Zapdos and lose. And then I'm going to go back against the motherfucking goddamn Elite Four. And... Alright, okay. I'm level 83. Alright, so... I got the power plant rare candy. I'm feeling good. I've got the max ether, so I'm feeling great. Lorelou is super fucking easy. Again, Mega Drain, even Solar Beam if I need it. You know, Blizzard, let's just forget about Blizzard. Okay, let's just forget about Blizzard. Blizzard's not good. You know, the climate's changing. We're not going to be blizzarding for very long, so just don't worry about it right now. Lorelei is a little bit of a bad omen. But it doesn't matter because Bruno is super easy. And again, you don't even need to worry about potions when it comes to Bruno. When you have anything with Mega Drain, you can just kind of drain this guy to win. Anyway, draining guys aside, we're going into Agatha. Again, very scared about this fight. I decided to use my rare candy. I'm level 85. Not going to be leveling up in the middle of the fight. If you don't know level ups, fuck over your badge boosting. I get sleeped right away, but it's no big deal because you got the fucking Poke Flute. And again, we're in a race against time here. Will I be able to beat the game before this fucking candle falls apart? Check this out. It's fucking falling apart in my fucking face. And you know what else is falling apart in their face? Is Agatha. Goodbye, Agatha. See ya. And, going on to Lance. So, I'm a little concerned. Again, I'm level 85 here. I really thought I'd be able to beat this game in the 60s. The 70s just kind of flew by. And, I'm really nervous. If I can't even fight Lance in that kind of a confident way, there's no way I can fight the champion. But either way, I make it past Gyarados, get past the Dragonites, the Dragonairs, I should say. This Aerodactyl that fucked me over last time, I managed to make it through. And again, Body Slam plus Swords Dance. It shouldn't have been so difficult. Swords Dance really should have carried me. It didn't end up happening. Well, I mean, it did in a roundabout way. It's just, you know, it took like another 7 hours. Here we go. We're fighting the champion here, the champion. And, Pidgeot, no problem. Level 86, that should be my last level up. You know, again, you don't want to set up your badge boosts or whatever before that, so I'm kind of nervous about when I want to set it up, so I was like, oh, shit. But Rhydon, probably the best, especially if you're resistant against Rhydon's attacks. Probably the best Pokemon to set up against. You know, you want to use 3 Swords Dance, that's the maximum you can do. In a way, like, you know, less effective, you know, because Swords Dance raises you by 2 stages. So in a way, like, less effective things that raise you by 1 stage can be beneficial in some instances with the badge boosting glitch. But, you know, whatever. Managed to Solar Beam, Body Slam, Gyarados, 1 hit. Alright, Body Slam. Alright, Charizard. 1 hit. Ooh. You know, it should have been easier. I'll be honest. It really should have been easier. Needless to say, the candle didn't make it. You know, I think it's because my location is tilting and one side of the candle failed to blow out properly. Whatever. You know, I didn't burn the house down. This took me about 7 or 8 hours. If you look up the chart here, Bulbasaur, not really kind of making me want to abandon the whole chart thing. In fact, just get that out of there. Anyway, what am I going to do next? Those are the first 10 runs of Pokemon Red and Blue and Green. Hopefully the next 10 are fun. And for number 20, I will either do Squirtle or Charmander. I don't know. We'll find out.